know someone that needs this.
It's fancier than the previous game of this. We just tied it. This one.
I like that you have multiple capes of dicks for multiple occasions.
Multiple capes of dicks is my Village People cover band.
That's a good one, yeah. Oh my god.
This cape of dicks was made for me by a burlesque performer here in Seattle. Scarlett O'Hare died. She has, and I'm guessing maybe there's some burlesquers over here. And she performs an act that I saw last night, where she comes onto the stage as Wesley Crusher in the Ugly Gray spacesuit.
Nice.
And then transforms like a phoenix into me. It's pretty amazing.
Well, you might argue that she devolves into.
Sure, I take that. The important thing is there was a mostly naked woman on stage last night celebrating my existence.
That's pretty much what all goes on.
When I was watching the show last night, toward the end of the show, I realized that I really had to pee.
Oh,
and
no.
the only other place that I ever have to really pee, and it's like not a like I just can't get up and go to the bathroom, is like when I'm in the car. And when that happens, what I'll do is I'll just like undo my belt, because it takes the pressure off my bladder. So I automatically start to do that.
No.
I realize I'm in a burlesque. And then make it worse by just fumbling around my crotch, trying to put it all back together. It's great. The secret word for today is cape. Long way to go for that. So one of the things that we do when we do our show Woodstock is we take stories that I've written that are marginally amusing and turn them into amazing amalgams of music and storytelling that are marginally amusing. So we're going to do that for you today, and then we're going to take some questions from you folks in the audience, which is fun for us because we don't have to work very hard. So this is a story that I wrote. Oh God, my pages are out of order.
Oh, man.
This is a mess. This is a nightmare. Hold on. We're not going to
Cape of dicks. I already came up. Cape of dicks. Cape of dicks. Cape of dicks.
I like it from John Denver.
Yeah, yeah. West Virginia.
Unprepared. No one will be seated during the exciting getting the pages in the proper order section of the show.
It's weird. It's like I don't own a word processor that lets you put numbers on a page.
See, I have mine on an iPad because I live in the future.
He's a nerd.
I'm a nerd.
We're all nerds.
Wasn't that exciting? A lot of people for that feature on Blu-ray where you get to see actually how the sausage is made.
Oh no.
This story was written many, many years ago when my kids were little. They were like maybe 6 and 8, I think. And it's about the 4th of July. And it's called Fireworks. And it goes like this. When I was growing up, my family always spent 4th of July with my father's Aunt Betty and Uncle Dick at their fabulous house in Toluca Lake, California. It was always a grand affair, and I looked forward to spending each Independence Day listening to Sousa Marshes, swimming in their enormous pool, and watching a fireworks show on their back patio. This fireworks display was always exciting because we were in the middle of Los Angeles County, where even the most banal of fireworks, those stupid glowworms, are highly illegal and carried severe fines and the threat of imprisonment should we be discovered by the few cops in Los Angeles who are not beating somebody up for no good reason. The excitement of watching the beautiful cascade of sparks and color pouring out of a happy flower with report was always enhanced by the knowledge that we were doing something forbidden and subversive. Yes, even as a child, I was already on my way to being a dangerous subversive. Feel free to talk to any of my middle school teachers if you Yummy.
Bad to the bone.
Each year, the older children, usually teenagers and college-aged, would be chosen to light the fireworks and create the display for the rest of the family. I was chosen in 1987, when I was 14. The younger cousins with whom I'd sat for so many years would now watch me the way we had watched Tommy, Bobby, Richard, and Mike. It turns out that New Edition were my cousins. That's not true. And crazy cousin Bruce, who always brought highly illegal firecrackers up from Mexico. I was 14. I was going to be a man in the eyes of my family. This particular 4th of July was also memorable because it was the first 4th that was celebrated after Stand By Me. And at the time, I had become something of a small celebrity around the family. Uncles who had never talked to me before were asking me to sign autographs for people's work. Older cousins who had always been mean to me were proclaiming that I was cool. And I was the recipient of a lot of unexpected attention.
Just as long as you wear people dicks.
I was initially excited to get all of this newfound attention because I had always wanted to impress my father's family and make my father proud. But deep down inside, I felt like it was all just a sham. I was the same awkward kid I had always been, and they were treating me differently because I was a minor celebrity, which I had already realized was fleeting and bullshit. Looking back on it now, I think the invitation to light fireworks may have had less to do with my age than it had to do with my then-growing fame. I didn't care. I mean, fame is fleeting, but it can get a guy some cool stuff from time to time, if you know what I'm talking about. Like all 5 seasons of Doctor Who on Blu-ray. I allowed myself to believe that it was just a coincidence. The day passed as it always did. There were sack races, basketball games, water balloon tosses that turned into water balloon fights, all of which I participated in, but with a certain patience. These yearly events were always fun, but they stood directly between me and the glorious release of pyrotechnic bliss. Finally, the sun began to set. Lawn chairs were arranged around the patio. Clothes were changed, and I bid my brother and sister farewell as I joined my fellow firework lighters near the corner of the house. The sun sank lower. Sparklers were passed out to everyone, even the younger children, because putting a piece of wire that glows at 600 degrees in the hands of a toddler is something that can never go wrong. I politely declined, my mind absolutely focused on the coming display. I wanted to make a big impression on my family. I was going to start out with something amazing, something that would really grab their attention, like some ground flowers, followed by a piccolo peach, then a sparkling cone. After that, I would improvise with the older, more experienced cousins, following their lead as we worked together to weave a spectacular tapestry of burning phosphor and gunpowder for 5 generations of family. The sun finally set, the family was finally seated, and the great display was to begin. Some of the veteran firework lighters went first, setting off cascading fountains on a pinwheel. The assembled audience cheered and gasped its collective approval, and it was my turn.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag? Do you ever feel so thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in?
I steeled myself and I walked to the center of the large patio, casually kicking aside the still hot remains of just hired fountains. Casually, like someone who had done this hundreds of times before. My hands trembled slightly as I picked up 3 ground flowers. The fuses wound together. My thumb struck flint and released flaming butane. I lit the fuse and became a man.
Ignite the light.
The sparkling fire raced towards the ignition point, and rather than following the directions to light fuse, put on ground, and get away,
Oh no.
I tossed it.
Oh!
Just overnight, like a ball of light.
toward my captive and appreciative audience. Two of the flowers ignited and began their magical dance of colorful fire on the cement, while the third continued to roll, coming to rest in the grass beneath the chair of a particularly old and close to death great-great-great-aunt. The colored flame, which was creating such a beautiful and harmless display on the patio, was spraying directly at this particular matriarch. The jet of flame licking obscenely at the bottom of the chair.
Oh.
The world was immediately reduced to a few sounds. My own heartbeat in my ears. The screams of the children singing next to her. And that unmistakable zip of the now dying flowers on the patio. Now, I don't know what happened, but somehow my great-great-great-aunt, who'd managed to survive every war of the 20th century, managed to somehow survive me. She was helped to her feet, and she laughed. Take a load off me. Take a load free. Take a load off me. Unfortunately, she was the only one laughing.
Put the load right on me.
One of my dad's cousins, who was well into his 20s and never attended family gatherings accompanied by the same woman, sternly ripped the lighter from my hand and ordered me back to the lawn to sit with the other children. Maybe I could try again next year, he said, when I was more responsible and not such a careless idiot. I was crushed. My moment in the family spotlight was over before it even begun, and not even the soft glow of pseudo-celebrity could save me. I carefully avoided eye contact as I walked slowly, humiliated and embarrassed, back to the lawn, where I tried my best not to cry. I know the rest of the show unfolded before me, but I don't remember it. All I could see was a mental replay of that bundle of ground flowers rolling across the patio. That one rogue firework had not broken off from its brothers, I thought. I would still be up there for the finale. Maybe I could have lit the penguins and the Chinese lantern.
Oh, it's the sad edition. Sad Cape of Dicks.
Paul and I are con married now. When the show was over, I was too embarrassed
Legal
to
here now.
apologize and raced away before the patio lights would come on. I spent the rest of the evening in the front yard waiting to go home. The following year, I was firmly within the grip of sullen teenage angst, and I spent most of the festivities with my face planted firmly in a book of Warhammer 40,000 rules. And I watched the fireworks show with the calculated disinterest of a 15-year-old. That teenage angst held me in its grasp for the next few years, and I even skipped a couple of fireworks events at Aunt Betty and Uncle Dick's house, opting to attend parties where there were girls who I never talked to. By the time I achieved escape velocity from my petulant teenage years, they had sold that house in Toluca Lake, and 4th of July would never happen with them again. The irony is not lost on me that I wanted so badly to show them all how grown up I was, only to behave more childishly than ever the following years.
What would you do?
Stand and walk out on me. Lend your ears and I'll sing you a song. Try not to sing them.
This 4th of July, I sat on the roof of my friend's house with Anne, the boys, and and watched fireworks from high school. Nolan held my hand and Ryan leaned against me as we watched the Chamber of Commerce create magic in the sky over Largo Center. I thought back to that day 15 years ago, and once again I saw that ground flower roll slowly under that chair and try to ignite great-great-great-aunt, whatever her name was.
What's that?
Then I looked down at Nolan's smiling face, illuminated in flashes of color. This is so cool, Will, he declared. Thanks for bringing us to watch this. Well, just be glad you're on the roof and not in a lawn chair. Why? Well, I began to tell him the story, but we were distracted by